If we believe that there is a creator and that the creator has designed everything, right? He has created the world and everything in it. Our job is not to create, but rather to design or refine. And the beauty of the concept of refinement is when we think of refinement, there's simplicity involved. What we're trying to do is bring something back to its most natural state. And when we think of designing a room or choosing clothes in the morning or making a dish, it's so important to honor and respect nature in itself and its source. If we're going to try to create something really, really fancy and artistic in, let's say, for example, if we're choosing chairs, right? We forget the basic concept of what is a chair made for, right? And if we know that a chair is made to sit on, depending if it's going to be in a dining room or an office or a bar stool, it will require different features. If it's going to be commercial or it's going to be residential, then the other details can be worked through. But it's really important to take the time to first understand its purpose. Once we do that, then, and we understand that a chair is meant to sit on, if it needs back support, if it's a dining room chair, you can add textile or texture, but the goal really is that it should be comfortable when you sit and eat or dine. For so many of us, we get up in the morning and we're not even sure what our purpose is. We have a lot of jobs, right? We have a lot of titles. You can be a mother, you can have a job title, you can have a career, you can have a lot of hobbies, you can have a lot of responsibilities, being a sister, a daughter, a wife. But the thing is that those are all extensions of who we are, as in it creates the complexity to the situation. So, like the chair, that would be adding the textile or the style of chair that we would choose. But if we talk about the fundamental structure, it's really important to understand our purpose. Rav Yitzchak Ginsburg says something really amazing in one of his books, and he says he 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 basically he explains life in three tiers. At the top tier, he says purpose, and under purpose we have partner, and then under partner we have life. And for a lot of people, when they hear that, they kind of struggle. It's pretty intriguing. Like, what do you mean? Like, isn't my partner my purpose? And in his defense, the answer is no, right? A lot of what he says, everything he says, is from Torah and Kabbalah, which is fascinating. If we don't understand our fundamental purpose, it's like taking material for a chair or the wood to create a chair or the design, but not being able to actually wrap the chair or or design the chair. When we come back to ourselves, it is really, really important to understand our purpose. And so much of the purpose is connecting the mind, the body, and the soul. For so many of us, we have difficulties grounding ourselves in our body. We have difficulty learning how to regulate the emotions and simplifying life. And if I said to you, for the rest of the day today, you have permission to simplify. Your creator has prepared everything you need to function. We get addicted to complexities and complicated. It's almost like an addiction. We love being in our head. And we're unsure when it comes to frequency in our body. So take a moment here to breathe into your body. Take the simplest breath you can, simplifying the experience. And ask yourself, outside of all the textures and obligations I have to the world, outside of all my responsibilities and my need to show up a certain way, what are the tools that you need to create function? What is your purpose? So we are a spiritual experience in a physical body, communicating energy. We each have a task. We come down with a purpose. And the beauty is to discover that purpose. So much of how we discover that purpose is by what we are attracted to. And when I say that, it's what's healthy for us. So there's a difference between an unhealthy attraction and a healthy attraction. A healthy attraction would be like a diet. Once you've cleaned your palate completely, and if you are in a balanced space, you are not going to have this, immense crazy craving for sugar or alcohol, because your body's in a healthy place and you will naturally begin to crave healthier pieces of food. And the same works with when we are leaning towards healthy behavior. When we focus on consistency, we are able to get more clarity of what our purpose actually is. And that takes discipline. So there's always this divine intervention where we ask for divine intervention. We ask Hashem for siyata d'shmaya, that he should guide us in the right direction. Every day has a purpose. Every week is influenced by the parsha of the week. But in the core of who we are, it's really important to get to know ourselves and our purpose. And this, so much of who we become is influenced by our environment. They say we are influenced by our environment more than we are by our personality. It's as simple as if you walk into a coffee shop, if you'll work in a coffee shop for half an hour, like I do sometimes, I'll hop in and work. come out and I smell like coffee. Even if I decided not to have a cup of coffee, anyone I meet on the street will be able to tell that I was in a coffee shop. I don't even have to like coffee. I do. I really do enjoy coffee. But we don't even have to like coffee, and you'll even be able to smell it on you. And that's our environment communicating with us. So as you move through your day, begin to notice, what is the environment you'd like to create? Is there someone that inspires you? And if there is, what is the discipline they have to show up for themselves, to discover their purpose, right? It's not only about refining, like when we talk about refining our midos, when we talk about avodas hamidos, the misconception is it's a lot intellectual. A lot of people think it's very intellectual, but it's not only halachas, it's really about regulating your emotions. So when we talk about, let's say, anger, right? It's about learning how to navigate that. It's not about shutting your body down, but it's really learning how to calibrate your energy, where when the anger comes, you can breathe through it and really be with yourself in that self-regulation. So midos, really, when we talk about refinement, there has to be this physical component that is attributed to the success of really getting to know that mida, right? Because just with refinement, there also can be collapse. So just like if you've ever whipped up egg whites, they can you, you can ruin the egg whites if you beat them too hard, right? Or for too long. So there has to be this intuitive, right? This bina yisera, this intuitive component to it too. So as you move through your day, ask yourself, outside of all my responsibilities, what is my function, right? What is my function and purpose as myself, as the bare bones and the simplicity in the nature of my experience? And then what are the attributes that I have to connect to this, or the exercise or the plan that I have to start to implement to really enter that space and engage with it successfully. So thank you so much for joining me today, and to be continued tomorrow. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.